That's all right.
Hey guys, how you doing? Sorry about the technical difficulties, but we're back. Like we said, we was gonna have a special guest here today. I have one of my main people here, my homie,
What's
my
up?
brother from another mother, all terrain.
How's everybody doing out there?
Welcome. So tell us a little something about yourself.
Well, I'm here to talk a little bit about one thing that our community is so lacking, and I'm trying to promote mental health for our community, our black men mainly, where we have a page going on right now, a WhatsApp page, where we actually meet on Zoom on Sunday nights. Right now it's Sunday, it could be any other night. But one of the things I'm trying to do is get the word out about how we as black men need to monitor not only our mental health, our physical health as well. Of course, diabetes, high blood pressure, and other diseases are out there that are more prone to the black man than any other race. But that's only one part of it. I'm here to let people know, like, what I'm trying to do as far as making a more awareness of what we need to do to try to get ourselves together. Not only for our own mental health, our own physical health, but as a community in a whole. It's a lot of statistics out there that I can mouth off about how only out of the ages 18 to 44, only 25% of black and Hispanic men are the only getting. That's the only percentage of us that are actually doing something about their mental health. Our white counterparts are actually 45% more of doing something for their mental health. One of the stigma is that mental health is often a taboo topic in our black communities, with a culture of hyper masculinity contributing to false beliefs that depression does not impact them, or that seeking help is a sign of weakness, which is wrong. We really need to focus on trying to be better men in our community. And in order to do that, we need to learn how to be a better man. So that's some of the things that I'm trying to do for our community. So, if you guys have any questions, concerns.
Yes, I want to ask you, what made you want to do this for,
Well, what made me want to do this is, of course, when some of our men get together and we group up and we talk about different things. It was a couple of us that, they were mourning someone that died in their family, and they honestly couldn't get over it. And that was very concerning because, death is a part of life that we all have to deal with. And we all deal with it differently. But what we need to do is get some kind of consultation on how to deal with it instead of trying to keep it inside. That's what a lot of us do. We focus on trying to bottle up those feelings, and we really don't have a place to go to release. And it's very important that we have a place like that, whether it be a round table, a group of men, one of your family members, whoever you can go to talk to, because when you start to talk about it, then it does help with the agony and the pain that you're going through. And that's another thing we don't deal with. That we don't deal with death too good as a community. It's out there. People are dying every day. We have to cherish our loved ones. It's very important to try to channel those feelings somewhere so that you'll be able to deal with it better. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I have a WhatsApp page. I don't know if anybody's on my, you could also DM me on Facebook, Instagram, if there's any men who or you can pass this information to let them know that, hey, there is something that, somebody's trying to do something to try to help our community when it comes to these things. And I think the reason why it's a men's group is because the men are supposed to be the leaders in our community. We're supposed to be having men in our community to look up to go to for help, to be trustworthy, to want to be involved with the community. And we have very few men out there like that. Reason being probably because, well, most of us grew up in a unhealthy household growing up. So we tend to have habits from our childhood that go into our manlyhood that we honestly don't know how to deal with it. We don't know how to change. We don't know I hate to say this, but I'm going to quote I'm going to quote something out of the Bible where you're supposed to leave childish things behind when you become an adult. And one of the things that I see a lot of is the maturity level in our community is very low, and we need to heighten it so that we know how to channel our feelings. We know how to deal with situations. A lot of our black men and women deal with situations out of anger. They get I would say confused or they don't have the knowledge on how to deal with situations. And that's another thing that you could do is find somebody who you can probably learn from. That's what I'm trying to do is advise, try to get some of the men that are in my group. I'm trying to get them to talk amongst us, and whatever happens in the group stays in the group. It's a safe place where we can discuss these things. I mean, I have different things like we just had a death. Actually a couple of members had a death where the gentleman was murdered, and it was hard to deal with. And these are the things that we have to deal with as a whole, like what to do after the fact. A lot of people honestly don't even know how to plan a funeral. And these are some of the things that actually my mother and father taught me how to do that. Why? When my father died, my mother took me with her. I was in my early 20s and took me with her because she said, I need to learn this. I need to know what to do. I need to know what to ask for when I go to the funeral parlor, because let me tell you something. I've helped a couple of people with their funerals, and the funeral parlor is a business. Remember that. And a lot of those funeral parlors are also trying to make money. So what you have to do is you have to know what you need and what you don't need when you're either burying someone or cremating someone. That is also a choice. So, and another thing is insurance. I thank God that the last my daughter's uncle died, and of course he didn't have insurance. An insurance policy is less than a cell phone bill a month.
Yeah.
You can get insurance just for the burial. If you're really, really into it, there are so many policies that you can get to help your children, because we have children out here. When what happens if you die? What happens to those children? Finances is very important, not only to bury you, but then to take care of those children. And you know what? We have a lot of our other ethnicities that actually teach their children from a young age on how to take care of these things. And actually it's kind of almost a little bit of generational wealth, because when the parents have an insurance policy and they have insurance policies for 100,000, 200, $500,000, and they teach those kids what to do when they die and how to make that money grow, paying off the house note, paying the bills that need to be paid before they get too out of hand. But in our black community, we don't have that. We don't have that because we kind of like started behind in this rat race we have here. And we need to try to do more for our community so that we can teach our young kids now before it's too late. Tomorrow's not promised to anybody.
I want to touch on what you were talking about, life insurance policies. A lot of people don't even know that if you have car insurance, they also offer life insurance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you? You can also, I'm not an advocate of Aflac, but you can pay $25 to $30 a month
That's correct.
for $100,000 policy.
That's
You
correct.
understand what I'm saying? And whole life policies at that.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say I have a couple of policies on me. And the beneficiaries, which not pulling it right now, but I can actually use my policy to help me if I need a loan from it.
Yes, that is so true. Yes.
A lot of people don't know that these insurance policies, you can get an option where the insurance policy will actually help you while you're still alive.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's true.
And you could put the money back as you wish, as it comes back. And in some terms, you don't even have to, depending on how much the policy is and how much is taken out. But that's listen. You can get policies. They advertise on TV. You got Mutual of Omaha. You got what is that with the baby? Gerber. You got AAA even offers
Yes, they do.
insurance. I have AAA.
AARP. We all over 50 up in this piece. So
Yeah, I'm an AARP member. I get some discounts.
Yeah,
So-
that's right.
Okay, so these are some of the things that I'm trying to help out with my community. I'm just a little guy who are trying to help out, as many people as I can. If I can help out one or two people, a year from now, if they come to me and ask me about certain things and they're doing better a year from now, I think then that I've accomplished something. So that's what I'm trying to do. So any other questions?
I know you said how you feel about it and how passionate you are about this, but what made you really dive in deep into what you're doing now?
Oh my God. Well, let's talk about experience. Growing up in the hood. Let's talk about my childhood. It was okay, but as I grew older, as I started being out here in this environment, as I seen how angry people would get, you'd have the bullies, you'd have the people that go and work every day that they're upset because they're not making enough money to support their families. These are things that are going on in our community that I see and I want to be a part of. I want to help my community win. And there's a lot of people in our community that are very jealous, very envious of the next man because of the situation that they're in.
Yes.
And maybe if they would know how to navigate their life a little better, then maybe they wouldn't envy the next person. They would want that person to win just as much as they want to win.
Right, exactly.
So those are the things that are incorporated into me to want to try to get my community to do better. It's so much going on. I mean, growing up, I've been in the motorcycles. That was the one focus of me that actually saved me, because I also dealt with drug dealers that, in my 20s. I was around that, when the crack era was out in the late 80s, and you see how people are, growing up. And I don't know, I was a little different. I was the one, we have a high rate of pregnancies that, we were taught in high school about, sexual health, but as far as, the community goes, we have a high rate of pregnancies. We have a high rate of single parent households. And one of the things we were talking about in my men's group, which is called Men to Men, is the single parent households. What caused it? What can we do to do better? Us as men, and I use that word loosely sometimes because there's a lot of men who are not really men. Yeah. They're boys who are trying to, like I said, they're ignorant. They have qualities that they didn't get when they were growing up from their parents. So, and don't get me wrong, society is a big part of it too. Growing up in the streets, you feel that you have a better place when you're outside of your home than you are inside of your home when you're growing up. Me, myself, I had both my mother and father.
God bless you.
And that kind of, I seen, like when I was a child, my mother and father never cursed around me. They never told the business. They never screamed at each other around me and my brother. They never really, did these things. As a child, I grew up as a child. Nowadays, well, it's a little different.
Man.
Get about it.
It's a little different.
You ain't got to say that twice.
It's a little different. And that's sad. Because these kids are growing up in households that are so unhealthy that they're carrying it on into their adult lives. So these are some of the things that I would like to try to tackle, but I can't do it alone.
Let me ask you a question. I want to go back to men with mental health. When I was growing up, or when we were growing up, it was always that stigma that a man is not supposed to cry.
Huh. Yeah.
So it was always like that weight was put on that man's shoulder. You understand what I'm saying to you? Where he couldn't grieve in peace. You understand what I'm saying? He couldn't be vulnerable to his wife because she would look at him like, hey, what you doing here? You the strength of it all.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying to you? So how do men nowadays be able to be vulnerable to their feelings and be able to let out that frustration before it turns into, what you say, you turn a mountain into a molehill?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
When you keep something bottled up, something's bound to happen. That pressure is going to be too much for that bottle to stay whole.
Like when you shake that Pepsi bottle up.
Yeah.
As soon as you open it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So one of the things we can do as a community when it comes to that stigma, well, even before we get into a relationship, we may be in a relationship already. You should be able, your significant other is the person you should be able to go to sit down and talk with about different frustrations, different things that are happening in your life. If you can't talk to your significant other, and a lot of people are not married, a lot of people are actually shacking up, living together, and in those instances when you're shacking up, living together, hey, I'm not judging anybody, okay? But you should be able to get into a relationship with a man or a woman, or man and man, woman to woman, however you want to live your life. Like I said, I don't judge nobody. But the thing is, focusing on the man and the woman right now, the man is usually the leader of the household. And before he becomes a leader, you just can't hop into that position without any experience. You need to learn how to monitor finances. You need to learn how to monitor your emotions. You need to learn how to monitor yourself as far as your health. Are you going to a doctor? It's a lot of things that we as a people need to learn before we can get to the next step. See, a lot of us skip the steps.
Yeah.
A lot of
A
us
lot of
goes,
steps.
yes, a lot of us, and that's one of the reasons that is so frustrating, is because a lot of us skip the steps in what we should be doing with our lives to live properly. And like I said, everybody has their ways of living. There's some people that do believe in God. There's some people that don't believe in God. There are people that there are several religions out there you can join. And that's just a basis of how to live. A lot of people read in the Bible and think because they read in the Bible,
Excuse me.
yeah, a lot of people think because they read in the Bible that, well, that's all they need to know. But I tell you, I've read some of the Bible, and if you don't have a proper teacher to tell you what that Bible is saying, you won't understand it. I know some people who think that they use religion as a weapon instead of a tool.
That's true.
So
That is so true.
these are different things that we need to navigate in our lives so that we'll be able to navigate ourselves. Like you were saying about, the mental health issues, like, and crying. Like, hey, listen, everybody's different, but if crying is only one thing you should be able to do around your significant other. You have to let it out. You have the pain, you have the frustration. Maybe you just lost your job. Maybe something happened to you on the way home. Like, when I'm not riding my bike and I'm on the train going to work, until I get a new bike, I get on the train and I try to see what these people's faces look like. Some people have to have like a mean face to keep away the bad that is on the train. A lot of people get in. It's a couple of arguments that people get into on the train, and the one thing I recognize when I'm on the train, sometimes I'm human too. I'll get frustrated, or someone is standing at the door and not moving, and you have to honestly say to yourself, well, what is that person going through?
Yeah.
See, a lot of us are so stingy and so concentrated on what's going on with us that we don't think about the next person. And that's another thing. We don't put out there what the other person could be going through. We don't think to ourselves. We just think, oh, that person is needs to get out of my way. But do you ever think about, that's the thing, is process. You have to process things when you're in a situation, and that's another thing we don't do as a people. We don't know the proper way to process things so that we could make it home. Yeah. That's a simple thing. You want to make it home, or you want to go to jail, you want to go to the grave. Which one is it? And these are things that we have to navigate, because we hear on the news every day how, road rage, where somebody, gets shot because, or ran over because somebody got upset for hitting their car. These are things that we need to navigate. We have to learn how to process information so that, and another thing is mental health, where you can control your emotions. It's so much. I can go on and on.
Yes. And I thank you for touching on them subjects. This just opened my eyes a whole lot. Because I was one of them people that kept things bottled up.
Yeah.
And then when it exploded, it was too late. I was exploding on people that didn't have nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I would come home and just my dog was just laying there, my best friend, and I would just yell at him for nothing.
Listen, the one thing that someone told me is the words you speak it's like a sword.
Right.
That's right.
The words you speak, you cannot take them back once they are out of your mouth.
Right. Right.
You really need to
Yeah.
learn how to calm down.
Right.
We as black, like I said, it's a lot of angry black men out here. A whole lot. I meet with them every day. I see them every day. It's a couple of people that don't like me for whatever reason, and that's a whole nother story. But the thing is, let me tell you a story. I got somebody now who's a good friend of mine, we started out on the wrong foot. He was a prospect for a club. And he didn't like being called prospect, but you know protocol.
Right.
If you know protocol of the MC,
Right.
your name is prospect, whether you like it or not. And when I was calling him prospect, he didn't like it. And so he stopped talking to me. And we were just getting to know each other. I knew him through a friend, and he knew me. But the thing is, after a couple of days, you know, me being a stubborn guy, I just said, I'm going to leave this guy alone. And guess what? He was man enough. This is a week later. He was man enough to come to me and say, yo, you know, I didn't like how you know, called me out my name. I was like, yeah, but you got to understand, this is
That's the
you know,
law.
this is the law. And we both learned something that day. And we're good friends to this day. And this happened like about 10 years ago. We're good friends to this day. I help him out. You know, we ride together. Oh, man. And these are the things that can happen when you actually man up.
Right.
And put your feelings aside and think about what you could do to make a better place by first starting off with the people that you have a disagreement with. And that's another thing we have in the group. I don't agree with everything that's said with certain people, but we still respect each other.
Right.
And we
agree to disagree.
exactly,
That's right.
because everybody has their way of living,
Right.
and they don't have to live your way.
That's right. That's true.
So the thing is, being a man is a journey. It's not a destination. And it's certain things that you do for your mental health is to learn how to forgive and learn how to learn how to learn. Learn how processes are done. Learn how to process your own feelings. Learn how to not be so upset, because I'm going to tell you right now, being angry and stressed out, that's a killer. It's a killer. We die more from
Let me ask you another question, right? When we was talking about mental health and health, we have a lot of brothers that shy away from getting something that can save their life, and that's a colonoscopy. They feel that, oh, I'm not going to let nobody go with me, da-da-da-da-da, this and that and the third. You know how many people we have lost due to not doing a colonoscopy? Because they feel that colonoscopy is challenging their manhood?
Yeah. Well, let's start on that note. We can start by answering that question like this. Mental health is very important, but physical health is even more important. Mental is 90%. Physical is usually 10% when that's what I learned, in teamwork. But a lot of our black men honestly don't even have health insurance to even go to the doctor and get checked out the way they're supposed to be. That's a factor as well. When you're out here and the one thing people do is they feel pain of some sort, but they think that, oh, this will subside, this will go away, and honestly don't know what it is until it's too late. Unfortunately, I know a couple of people who, died because they didn't know that they had cancer. He died with stage 4 cancer and didn't even know it until it was too late. And these are some of the things that we don't do as men, is go to the doctor. Like, these are things we're going to have to get a prostate check. My mother told me this, you have to go get this prostate checked when you turn a certain age, because as you get older, your body starts to, decline in certain ways. And if you don't take care of your body, then you might as well just, your body will, that's exactly right. Your body will not take care of you. And then these are things that will happen. And like a colonoscopy, you can actually get a colon test by mail
Right.
where you can get that. I seen the commercial with that box.
With the little box, the little white box. Yeah.
You know, nobody got to know.
Right.
That's a good way to do it.
And that's the way they feel about. I don't want no man do the. It's called
But
a Cologuard.
Cologuard. There we go.
But you know, these are things that we need to start doing for our own not mental health, but our physical health as well. But yeah,
we have to learn to put them stigmas to the side. You know, like I remember, I'm not gonna lie, I was one of them guys that was like, I'm not getting no condom. Nobody's taking nothing in me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then I had to realize that health is wealth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can be the richest person in the world, but if your health ain't no good, that money don't mean nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be healthy than be able here to see my kids live. Stick it in me, make sure I ain't got nothing.
Right.
Stick it down my throat, make sure I ain't got nothing. However it is, just make sure I'm healthy.
And that's another thing about doing a colonoscopy. You can also ask to do the endoscopy at the same time. You understand? Since you're already under those, a lot of people don't know. When your doctor give you that referral, you can also ask them to do an endoscopy, so they can do a 2-in-1. Because you got people that have stomach issues and they don't know what's really going on, and that there.
Well, I have to say this: more women in our communities will go to the doctor to get themselves checked out than men. And this is another reason why we need something for our men, because we're supposed to be the leaders. The woman is supposed to be there to support us. But how can they support a man that's not taking care of himself? How can they support a man who doesn't have the leadership qualities to run a household? How can they do that? So that's one of the things that we need to have more of. We need to have more leaders in our community. In order for leaders to be good leaders, they need to know how to lead. A lot of men think that because they were born a man, that it comes natural. Hell to the fucking no.
And that's not it.
It's definitely a course that need to be taken.
Oh man.
It's definitely a course that need to be taken.
Yeah.
Because these waters can get rough to navigate through.
Oh, listen. Life. The one thing about life will eat you alive if you don't know how to navigate it. And a lot of things that we do is we all concentrate on getting the dollar bill. We all concentrate on making money. The one thing I do to make sure that I have a good job, which I do now, thank God, I can take care of a household. I can take care of my significant other. I can take care of the things that need to be taken care of, is because of what I was taught. And I just want to pass that to the people that may need, the men that may need a little bit of help. Now, I don't know it all, but I'll tell you this. The men-to-men group, if there's any issues that are above me, I also have a network of counselors, depending on what you need, that will actually, I have their number where I can call on them. And if you want to get a one-on-one consultation on like your mental health, we have enough people out here for physical health. We got a couple of guys in the group who go out to the gym. They know how to work out. These are things that we need to do. We need to keep our bodies moving. As we get older, these are some of the things that our body will start to deteriorate. So we need to keep it moving. These are some of the things that we need as a community now. I mean, I can go on and on, but yeah.
So, would you be able to give your number out or website?
Woo.
What is it you said?
Well,
the link.
my you could DM me. Actually, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. And I honestly use it for getting information out. Like, you don't see me too much on Facebook and Instagram,
right?
But I will definitely answer my DMs on my Instagram. And Well, on Facebook, just look for me, Stephen Wilson. That's my government name. It's okay. I'm not afraid to tell people my government name. That's what I grew up with.
That's right.
So on Instagram, which is probably easier. Well, if you can spell all terrain.
We'll spell it for the people.
Yeah, All Terrain Brooklyn is my Instagram, which is spelled ALLTERRAINBROOKLYN.
Dang.
All Terrain Brooklyn. Instagram is probably a better way to get in touch with me. But either one, you can DM me. If anybody's interested in learning more about my WhatsApp group, and we meet usually on Sundays, and sometimes we meet and we don't know how to get off the daggone Zoom. We be on Zoom for like 2 hours. We'll talk about certain things.
That's a good thing.
And if anybody has something to bring to the table, we bring it, and that's just how it is. And what happens in that room stays in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's it.
Okay. Well, thank you, All Terrain, for taking the time out to come share this good news, because it is actually it's beneficial to a lot of people. It can benefit a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
Those who are shy, like he said, you can go to his page, C. Wilson, and everything like that on Instagram, and DM him. Reach out, because it's okay. It's okay. I'm letting y'all know the Queen said it's okay for our brothers to shed a tear, to be able to get this off your chest. That's what a man is all about. So don't be afraid. Make it happen.
Yeah, you can also get me, I'm on Queen's page. This is where the live is coming from.
Yes.
Just look for me on Queen's page if you need to get in touch with me. But yes, I'm here to try to. I want all of us to win.
Yeah.
I would like all of us to win.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned myself that I'm not perfect. I've learned that dealing with different people, some people like a friend of mine also said, you got to sugar the way you bring your what you're trying to say to them, because they say sometimes I could be just blunt. I could just give you the cough medicine and say take it, but sometimes you got to put a little sugar in it.
Yeah.
But however I can help my community, I will do it. So if
you can't reach him, you can definitely reach out to me, and I will get to him.
Oh, well, we also got this gentleman here too.
That's right. Well, of course, if you can't get to him, you can get to me.
Either way.
Yeah.
Either way, we're here. We have an open mic policy. So please, there's whatever topic that you feel that y'all want to talk about, you have my information. You have Wise information. Hell, you can reach out to Steve. You understand what I'm saying? To get in touch with us. Anything that you guys feel that y'all want to talk about, we are here. This is an open mic policy. We don't discriminate. And maybe a time, hell, I want to argue with somebody one day. So come on here and let's argue about some stuff.
Oh my God.
But a good argument.
Where you could both leave with your own opinion and still like each other.
And that's right. And still
Bam.
love will be love. That's right. Love will still be in the air. So with that being said, we thank y'all. This is our first live at Queen and Wise Lounge. We're going on vacation next week, because we've been through a lot this year. And matter of fact, when I come back on the 19th, right, Wise? Is the 19th?
The 19th, yeah.
Me and Wise going to talk about relationships. Because a lot of people want to know things. As you know, I'm newly divorced. He's divorced as well. Go figure. You understand? But nobody can tell our story better than we can. So guess what? Stay tuned. December 19th, 3:30 p.m. Queen and Wise Lounge. Thank y'all so much for your time. We love you guys.
Thank you.
All right.